Say yes, sign abesua wo nyame wo ho asem. De fire pomodne ho. Yesro de yadwene ne yakoma hye wo nsa. Na wakwa nso ye de ne hye wo nsa. Be fa no so ne hyira wo manyina. Wo Yesu de mu nti. Amen.
Amen. Pastor, wo mpenyum wo na wo pede. Gugwa no na ope. But then send me call Ghana, Brunya Brand me call effort wo Legon Church no. Na me di new plan besi new plan station na me fa kasa me call Legon no. Ye duru nkroma saka me hesa maame abesiriwa bi nam ka kwanchen. Odi be 35. Kama. No wapa no ho ntuma nyina tuagu duku kura mo. Na nipa bebrebe nam nkroma saka no won care about obia wono a na ekasa na water ten sakro. Ana won ma etan ye ne amasoso won mo fa na ho na won nam ho. Na me bisan atwa foto wo madwunu. maybe Sassana, my meaning quite brim no share children or Tiffy head injury, Yanya who fintin and neck. Be say atuno anase or exposed to some infection. And as abri air cause havoc on a brain. And as a chemicals, even yes, and I said, Drubia will be the man, and I said, a beer or you're exposed to mold, Nenquara brain. Na say air destroying the brains. Megana Honchary. Na say ankasa wutimi hunu say mental health no air dawson and can cover it by suicide rate are raised to the all-time highest. Now every 14 minutes will be cause of suicide. And so kura honchire nya ma wie yo eba next year no aye lusu ye fie na aye lusu ye dwuma no ubetimi ahun be because of Alzheimer's say the number 5 killer in America since 1990. It's been on the increase. Now there are at least 200 medical mental health problems, be it depression, anxiety, bipolar, and then the kika hunina. So when you bitna ya or was I at any beer, ahmate, as in beer bacano what the number be a nasa, one more shared in it. So why you be a bosses? Won't you be a man into any that? Now, make I say, Menkora Brim Dumasi, sooner penny be tisa. Wapanan too many na to no, none of bonting. Now, I may be some who said, Nadia, now one which into mine. 1 million feels say any friend to man and say be edging no one the agony clear. Now can't it ancient time no one was upon some being a henny to more and you want him into as massimo into share skulls no one botokro one is skull no send ye bon some cora washimono or buffer more peer free now only at as massacre. And Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, 400 years before Christ. One on the car said, Sebi, one my mentally challenge Kakrano, yen to you be my one, no one but calm down. Yama one when you exercise fee, now one be improvement in a agony. But you the car say, yeah, yen son one, channing mojamu, not chinny mojan and mojana and dawson. The Middle Ages in India. Say, wow, whom Bakan Kakrania, Chu near the Wakoto, and saying asylum near the Daddy, Agro, wouldn't need chance to be at Albeco. You see, huge hospitals is the same movie. Who are Kurabia Sivirum baby. Nan near Kosu a Danya Waheno, Yaminkuan in him. They torture Nipanafa inside the binny. I children say, Dingahuma Bonasen, Obeto Bona Copums will be war. One my one man cry, what is I had near Chin Quarano? She cage been ya builder. Ya did not to send him, me at the end, and any papa dear, and she and one so I had be. Now, one me treat you one so bad, say, yeah, ma Quarano Coran to Nasi, na campus when your baby had that space in him near dinner do abroad cana. Would you know, I know started eugenics program, a lady to German, I dare say. One of your pure race into young wipe one out. The same thing as some baby, one more much purer race and blacks of one count. Now, Quarani in those days, one who na man, papa. Church and not savvy will be our yaran, ya didn't command a soft one. Until one so soon, you know, me and say, yeah, you beat the devil out of him. You bet sure merciless like a devil, no, war more. Woma basabasano, be free umwako. Most of the time they will die. And 20th century, and our brand here so by Sigmund Freud. Or no, send treatment in this Obama couches, no, I can't be out. In 1950s, no one me a lobectomy. Yeah, the idea show teams are Mama Sonia separated the thinking part of the brain from the rest of the brain. Until when you nipa bio. sɛ berɛ wɔ mu anka yɛbɛka Phineas Gage deɛ no akyerɛ mu. And this was answer in the 1970s. No one started the ECT by the patient no go to hospital near the electricity. Ashenitri tisa channel near shokono. It me pepa bribia there one agent so free so. No one yardon for France and chebia na yadia no asaba obenya few weeks or months of peace there by Yanoba. And nem ready, and yes, I near money pee. Baby, who on me electric shock on, but they had the drugs and they treat achieve the same thing. Yeah, one way, you know. I branch when in new the very way call University College in a diploma, than one way to call prison. Now, yet then, and we are 4 one were raised in same house, identical twins, not differences at this album. And then the kind of treatment we come crying. Yeah, they might and microphone and they change to one night. But then you move so you once a been a titty way. The June saw the back and cry, no, what the 1 million and I cry, and that's how then Paja, but took my to say, this is the kind of treatment. Yeah, they might. So we Besarash Atade, I call it Mabio for the rest of his life, you know, you're condemned to die. And one no tear feature. A near the Anaka Crabran. No, did if you saw the Nuku wa. Oba say fear honey a menina. Bad time. And then a buy a day crowd out on na Wabatan. She washes his head. Nko also maybe to Marco school. I every beer to send a one markano etimia. A DNT na manipa. Yeah, different behavior. At the worst thing is enquire more wing. One of the crown co school inquire man stress about. And so one behavior in assassin. Studies confirm a near my many while she is pregnant. And a man quite say England and Miko Humibisa, yet the pliers are so almost at 2 on me. If it's also no more, the only defense in this all back war. No one moon pesa, one kick out to yet 2 on me to a go. One shown year coppins I walk around ya deni become all because my many dear Bianibia and Kansas dear during the pregnancy and a bribber my best chiramu in your nina. Dear causes up mental problem. Genetics. So wabushing for my man now papa yaribia. A very possible. So also benyas aging. But bushing for maintain carefully. The genes may load the gun. But any environment in the bepo trigger. See the idea now said now live a certain lifestyle. We are the name mountain. Near my betting my yard and I have a babontin in low quality food and they a baby. And a chronic stress. I drink gin continually. We boss the pressure goes so we couldn't the pressure goes so we the pressure goes so. Now for chemicals and not certain drugs will cause that. And near my being because so when you're afraid you anymore one nutrient deficiencies. It may mass area the enemy. Sorry. Say you move be yaribisa no ba sorry. Infected nipa baako, effective fear whole phone, sorry for a jumami be a move phone. And yeah, just isolated in its case. And depression, anxiety, bipolar, ADHD, suicidal tendencies in any account, baby. Now it's on the increase. So it was a form of convention in emphasis and handle. The Kaiser sort of be what. So for no preachy, divine service, why it in? Mamma back on sorry, I was so for okay in our boy. O chabo so for us, so for us, who send you in Yano. Would him so one or turn a babrum no cottonasy. And now some paying for a fan patient in the call, church board. Or them so did suffer them until you be 6 months. Now, may be some paying for and say, more church board the dam on a more pool of but say there be what. Mutu nipa ni wie na mutu ni numa na ne yade nyina akọ. Na se muni bi dia ne nhwehwe the better means of handling the situation. May make a few suggestions. In what way the churches necessarily handle these challenges? First of all, we should remove the stigma. Ghana kasam one word the penny this cancer abrofum over 200 different diagnoses. Bipolar. By had yes wabadam. Your mom than see a be remove that word stigma. If it's a me will kidney problem. And so DFW as a for I Jimmy to me say, memora me lecture. One more for a member for a one. A busy a diabetic. And so I am my own of school. A be so hard to ya fail it. And so one more church board or so. I done a brain there, and it a failure. Nay, you know, free program BM. And to more than my friend Nell Crono, you change the stigma that comes along with that illness. Let us see the problem as medical. Send your kidney to me fail, and so a brain is to me failed. Instead of say a best friend, a mental disease, you know, it can't say your brain health. Let us have compassion, not forgiveness. So then ye Kenyana, Muida Free as I way the way, Momania prime, Wayajunum. Yesterday near intimate forgive. The reason is that this will increase compliance. Nipanwa onenetiano. Near Waka de Tiawo, near Wire de Tiawon, so ultimate forgive what? And minimize it. Shame ni koroneba. Ni teme buaso ma woni to comply. We say wayare. And so ya jena to mo family mo hose or matter. And teachina wo kasa kofa draw we ya. Wo timi kofa. Say yire free be biada ye beka na. Let us have compassion and forgiveness for those people. Ye chance of mantam nipa no akotena abontin. A chance obodin ni babodiam nansi obono. Untimin comply bill. They have to resist. We say ya di ni nyina and ye de war, but environment any aduane tim de ba. Probe minima ma program be Nova. Abrantia one de chemicals Google esra suma esra no ye green dandelion no share no. Wo ye bisa na junso de no and wo on zip and wo junso go ma mene da. Ma ka chen sa na junso go me da ho me pe. Wo suma me na to fam a chira ansa na won say be nya dam no wabo. Na chemical no a wo spray no wo sra so no wo ye very sensitive to. And what destroy the brains. Mame baako and saying what the kunukoto mental hospital. During the interview, na Dr. Nibisan said, what a wukunusan what was it there be a very nice human being. Na by then was it 5 years ago. And a Jumaye Basa no call furniture factory because Jumaho. Since then, and it's not sitting in a say and won't chat at the call on them about tonight. I don't know what to wait. I know na doctor, no, Dr. M. Yeah, Sadi spec, brain spec. No, when it's a chemical, no, a war home and no one pet. And yeah, money brains. Na sending in a binio normal brain scanning and not drug abuse scanning. One my drug addicts. No, Tiamu say, Jai. Drugs of a pet, who has said, who person the brain bay say overnight. Near and Tokro did said there is no blood circulation to certain parts of the brain. A honey de reason a honey saying 2% overnight, who would the one of Tiam was a mouth Jansen, who no night live normal, who person will jump from heart to heart. It won't come just like that. A beba with idea. Chemicals to destroy nipa brain man about them complete. Now I know one of your studies to be Australia, or Australia were 800 islands. One ko fa mo too. One say ba ko yam fast food be ankom. No hamburger, no Kentucky Fried Chicken, no pizza. Another island so ye be mana bu baby. And ni konsma one measure no one huni say. One my fast food war island one board them 5 times more than one man. Now the fast food will be any home. And now fufu to the pegus come the makara only just a hamburger man. And internet suicide is in the increase every 14 minutes. Fast food and processed food in Indiana. A number 1 cause of mental disease. Nipa timi soro kodam a mental hospital for the rest of your life. Wonya adwuma won't mean 100 in a year. No won't mean any family year. Mo share 2 maps a year of United States year. Which mean who say a year identical. Shaded states are those with the highest rate of schizophrenia. But dam kesiye pa no won na bonten kasa na schizophrenia. Ahana won doso pa. Shaded areas are states with the greatest number of reported cases of Lyme disease. Lyme disease is wakone na mpake so. You na insects kiti akawo no wanya Lyme disease. Etimi ma bodam completely to schizophrenics. Pa wontuma tugu abonten ya wontimi hunu reason ti adwuma wo ye anything you can imagine. Is it at all possible say one me go mental hospital was nyina ebia 80% na ye Lyme disease na yanhwe wonum brain ti na edi wan kogo ho say won ma bodam ti say hafo pepepepe enti esese ye hunu say something been happened to Aquarano and as in the Pacorone brain, brain health. If you get your brain in order, one marker Niakanina will be fine. Aquara were preschool. While fi inquire honina, while ye drawing beer just will be a yakuno or saying diaso, Yashana confu. Then or Hamaya no one man who at any chain one papa. Teacher ni bi aso won pena. Kopum se ye de no koto nkwara abon school. Ye na ma me de no call sa psychiatrist on wo ye brain spec no hu say tumor bi she ha say near arrow no one. One move tumor no back to normal. Akora was wo ya akora ketewa no free steps so ba free from. Wo ye unconscious kakra na institute no what ho. Unyine ye wantim kura anko studa ne behavior change completely enkanka abranche 3rd grade na ne teacher ne ka kire na ma me say school ha obi ampe no be yin free ha na kope school fa no kom wa konto kwa akon ye restless wontimi mfokosu obi amfa na damfo enti don't raise your hope will obey at the age of 3rd grade. Afe 5 doctors, mental disease, neuropsychotic. Say, onye nipa, koboko da mental hospital apparatite. One me any brain scan, no one the cause of it. One man fat anyo, normal brain scanning. I had one friend the ring of fire. Now you know why active na fire day and night. What then? We be 2 hours no timida. No one must have come in ra. A better man condition no aye worse. Dr. M.A. Nifli so near ye answer man natural supplements. Vitamin D, C, no man magnesium. Omega-3 fatty acids. Gabapentin and then ordinary food additives. Was it says a branch here straight A's for 8 years in straight A guan. Yeah, say we're all prepared to go to college. Now, so doctor said, do not, to mental ideas, so do not go to mental hospital. Abranti and 9 years old now, we temporal lobe tumor. Corner, ni temporal lobe, or very terrible temper. The boofu critics as in be abakan say, or that's what you do can answer on Timina. A drew baby with Timina hallucinations. Even sometimes the Quran and life doesn't mean much. Yeah, or person will commit suicide. And yes, narcotic drugs in the buano. Simple food additives. Prem and ne. No, come. Near me, some children say it doesn't matter how much blood circulation you're losing. By change of lifestyle, which may improve will bring. When you stroke, I say, now, I city, there is no blood circulation, and to have brains in your eye useless. So, one more than so, brain circulation, the alcohol. I feel I want to mean Kasa. Now, Bribia woman, bo. Awesome for brain. How do you expect it so on Kaibi because on 1 year on kind circulation? The advice and then say, who will be to sabo modern so improve on the blood flow to the brain. Any panel behavior not necessary, but the physiology of it. Who could just see it scanner and not the anatomy, but not the brain spectroscope and measure blood flow and the brain activities. One may limited blood flow, they always end up as schizophrenics. And 2% you improve the brain at the young man, so that 8 hours a day. Or that 7 or 6, 1 hour less, the chances of being depressed are very, very, very high. They are setting themselves up for schizophrenia and many, including all these ADHD, depression, and Alzheimer. And the idea be impede blood flow, and never more ye be kana kakra. Very important, so we be 7 to 8 hours sleep. High blood sugar lowers brain perfusion. Udi aduane asichire wom bebra and my blood at the end but not slide back home na manya kwa mfa metum ha. Ufa 1 bottle of Coca-Cola now normal 17 teaspoonful of sugar. Sugar ne shoot way up. Then I can't say there's so much sugar. Now lower no assuming say when the normal blood at the end lower more than that. All the period that war from has in, you're destroying your brain cells. Low blood sugar now work. That's a yes, so but for fruit no more. Chance of pour 17 teaspoonful of sugar. High blood pressure does the same. Uko u doctor ho yana nsemiti ya and then ya manema or some fan to CT scan so about if you nim aye now timi order and so check out blood pressure 140. Any blood pressure be above 120 no? A course through 2 degrees to 122 your chances of getting stroke is increased by 15%. And so obi near fidie so ane de be 120 kama you move baby the 140 160 and then I'm ho and so you timi here but we are losing cells continually. Do microphone on now about life. Insufficient low blood sugar, anemia, thyroid. So the idea when you know cause low blood sugar was it you kill ants, automatic negative thoughts, and this is the major brain. There be a junior and was it kill your ants. Don't have any automatic bad thinking. exercise boa brain no caffeine destroy brain na light I flash no to say arcade light no call on and off no betuma ama nipa no nkwara no bebre abodam basically no ye de way no fa no ya ne ben ne betimi aboa no you good oil and bad oil be a visible no a dangerous visible ne say wafa nkate they are cost store na brofo process ne de good to am to say peanut butter and that's a peanut oil a visible oil and your oil I want nuts no health and temperance department bachelor on how to make a different form of butters in any manema healthy limit or avoid this canola oil visible oil it damage brain no more corn oil palmizola it also so long as it's been taken out of the cellular environment no near the go to no say butter say whatever and what any processed meat that could be processed meat no it is bacon sausage chicken they are actually one my processing and you're good for the brain. How to improve memory. I mean, white in the can has say, well, see, I know from the testimonies given me from time to time for people who work with their brains, that sleep is worth far more before than after midnight. 2 hours good sleep before midnight is worth more than 4 hours sleep after midnight. At least 2 hours before midnight. Una ye basa a damage your brain pa. Okoda 90 minutes to go from level 1 to level 4. 4 now dream. Dream is good for the brain. Then you come back to level 2. Rapid eye movement. Even though the person is asleep, the eyeballs are moving around. But the biada will see what and now will read it. The brain is taking it and put it to the memory bank. After midnight, the brain doesn't do that anymore. So one fan to memory bank, and into the mama white on the inspiration say 2 hours good sleep before midnight is worth more than 4 hours sleep after midnight. If you say you can encode and put the things you have learned into memory bank. 12 o'clock, king body temperature ni change. A mano assess a babu maudinema ocean premna article. Ube sia diama say where you cannot retain. It was a sleep with 7 to 8 hours every night. So yeah, tell microphone off now. You did it also. The brain do my in the whole day. Put garbage in our border run do car and chance any border garbage every day. Just a wood that deep sleep and sana at Timias and then the washer about wash brain na you clean senya neurons in betting juma we connect to way they are talking to each other. Now so it can only happen just a deep sleep. Garbage even a good abantini where a friend a tower and where see a friend blue one to garbage and go on the brain cells on the sign absorb bio the neural transmission no koso kama you will end up beta amyloid when you beta amyloid. One my Jared Osama, one move near Koye autopsy of the brain. I who say beta amyloid, bebre na one brain na chichiri neurons in Indiana. It is all be our noir diane aluminium pots. Aluminium pots no causes milk of magnesia causes chewing gum. causes a beta amyloids and it's neurons in an intimate engagement view. And a tau is a waste product. One causes a best absorb assay cell transmission. On say normal cell come say no jumana when attitude could do. There is no transmission that can pass what media adwene kora. Nanso so a lack of sleep. A binum boss is a medium 2 hours kora menya. You need 7 to 8 hours sleep. A lot is going on in our brains. When you gene be aba apo epsilon 4 alley. Alzheimer for no akwara nasa school for na sort maybe will test will be blood for this gene. Now hunu more. Watching more time obenya Alzheimer and san. By University of Chicago 4 studies very interesting. One tested one my war apo epsilon 4 alley. Yeah, one year condemned to die if you one my DSR. One who say, so one who needs saturated fats to say ice cream, no milk and cheese in the one. One to postpone one Alzheimer's by 80%, even though was hygiene. One me in Crawford, one to exercise here. One to me postpone one more Alzheimer's. If Alzheimer's will be one test, one man fairly, and one coffee blueberries, one day smoothies, the man one opinion. 3 months later, you didn't show any one mina passe. There are certain foods you bet me the aboa. Saturated fats, metabolize more. At Senia, who was open winter time, Pumna shako no watch. That's how the end products city on produce baby. Next, say brain cells, a cum cells. I did me stop on a vitamin E. Vitamin E is some cost on vitamin E if it's any was on. Near my 80 boama vitamin E, vitamin E in 1 penny woman. 1 penny. And so I buy my one kwanza. Do num vitamin E, 1 item, almost 7 others. Until one casa would imbalance about mojam. Cocoa fed near the vitamin E, ba. Nazi, a high in vitamin E. And as a near movie. In Kanka avocado and spinach. Nina very high in vitamin E. Chance one casa over quaco tosto diana. Blueberries in it. Yan take a brain break kakra. And Yamana or Honor Dawson, Ebiana, Yentimina. But Yenina came from an egg. A mother's egg. To say, way, here's a mother's egg. These are the sperms, a member sperms. Each event, millions and a releasing. One minute speed towards the egg, and then you bedrew her egg in the more cannon. But until the bomb say, pay, one mark in a lusu. Meme to Hamake, as if you say, my name in Yanum tomb the cat. Because and mammy am dura first and tinny a woman. Was so what idea so was one idea first over millions and millions and millions. They won't tinny a war instead of said, Union Markan. One day spam net until by pin my egg and must say pet. Or be at any hobby or bitumen the room where the anatomic on the air. Egg on outside in Tokro, ya didn't do rum. Would the rum say penna chemistry cop, would be anti moon rumbio. I told a beer me a nutting bomb at the same time, no on my bay twins. Would until you would egg no more. Not tell no at watching it. One no war banner, Beman spam in 23. and a maamenesusu nucleus in 23. Tinimi no bacabum na 46 genes, genetic code highly complex. And in a bed detect near aquaranes as a way in ne which make a chance and my call yourself papa dear. Mo a quadron call yourself papa dear. Mo sika say a share and call yourself papa dear. One cabum son and split developers are 2 identical twins, 99.99 something % identical twins, except to say there are times that one yet behave differently. Anatomy no yabo bosu tete na ya de besia de besunafe yapon identical twins. So one behavior drew baby at Mrs. Who show one mean near pepper. One here you could want to tell the difference. A year then no one to behave differently. We were Italy crowbar concerned about was 1 million hour doctor's appointment. Or be unconscious on some million hour fata the windshield. And so somehow the identical twins in the tire near the same. And I'm one identical genes in it. But and then since 1970s, and you who says say genes no Koran a course of bibia. A idea be a friend epigenetics above the genes. Your epigenetics and I catch that say category say walk or ye catramat. No dimilica koye I need to sell papa. No dimilica koye. Ye genes in the neck epigenetics no and na other genes no more ye bribia. And cherry and epigenetics controls the gene. It tells the gene what message to express and to not to express. Now, gene, DNA strand, and I bear 6 feet long. Now, yet then, literally millions of these. Yametim de kogu nucleus kitikatimu. Yamia devised a brilliant method of an sawa. 6 feet idea what it is one who's which mean the 2 money a year. We share DNA no any strand they are 400,000 times bigger. And so Yamia packet bebre millions and what they gum the nucleus in Mohase. But there is a problem. Asawa no necessary genetic strand no necessary history who to say asawa ya de pamade. Baako yɛ kɔkɔɔ ɛtɔla bi a ɔka wrong message kyerɛ saa history sɛ tighten ahoma no a wɔkyekyerɛ no na green no so aka sɛ and don't tighten gum kama or tighten no a asɛm biara ni hɔ a epigenetics no bɛka kyerɛ gene no a wɔbɛteɛ ɛna mede ayɛ diagram wɔ ha sɛ ayɛ loose around the histone but what tighten no sɛ yɛ near biara ni hɔ a wɔeka ade wɔ atie nti ɔyɛ haywire ne ɔpɛ biara na wɔyɛ 1970 na panyina wɔ Duke University wɔ discover saa adeɛ nti wɔbisa sɛ tighten adeɛ na ɛba ɛne wɔma nkura adeɛ to tighten their genetic adeɛ na ohunu sɛ nkura a wɔn deɛ tighten yɛ a asɛm a gene no kaa yɛ a wɔn maame ante ni nyinaa nkura no ayɛ tufu ne nua paa ni o ɔne ne nyinaa ayɛ the same minute bɛ sɛ ayɛ tufu or diabetic or diabetes or heart attack which then say one run mace said the any woman or pay a day in any quine wabble because say during say by nyinsen or no gene at the end tighten den one at you to full ya or a time bomb ni manina the twasoko the 4th generation. Enti my wife dear so samunyin sana mudi aduane bi ense samudi a etimo tighten mo message no akora ne nyina obekire ne nkontasa de ne wonhu da obenya yade ahodo nyina bi se nkwara ye di echi se kora ntimi nkosku mobra papa anya won ma na mom ne won great grandmother during pregnancy no ama hu hia nyame was we Yankopon free where man a next. If it's a one may control the destiny of Yenumina, a Diania or Mammy Diana, yes, I want to want to condemn to die. The menina be to all because you say a human titan, the message DNA and epigenetics and a country gene wanted. The idea who do people, but one so when say, I do an be so why would the man quarani dear a timid luzon a humano. So the water bottle too come, Nancio, woman say we are born one. BP no a sea put intuition and took fancy on no ma. We jeans is a childbearing age, day to me tighten, yeah, a bit me affect a woman. Processed food, munya may be brewa, a timmy tighten, and the worst of all juices, say, apple juice and orange juice and in the kakaka horns. Preservatives a digomona, and na my young Ghana for allergies a casian. And no sooner a damage near my near me. Tiakwara will be born with a built-in disadvantage because it's an emami. I be a new dear bra onion and say away bottled and would you see microwave now heat here. Heat no a dissolve sa idea way. Comericanum. Na ne mammy the man so when send mammy adomino. Nanso would name say a transfer damage in our muscle and in off generation. Dr. Jetto, Susuk my honey. Say soybeans, Ninria Nibi Wa. My meaning in say no dear, a buano, and managing a genetic adin and titan. Was it all green vegetables? And can't kale. Kale should be number one. A sana man says, in the Ata cry, a Timiko Sanano. And I say, broccoli. But kale your best. Do a so-called grocery store. Stay close to the vegetables. Caneno na nipas to say. With genes in a transmitted message, a control with destiny. Control with sikasam, control wajane. But then you say epigenetics and the control genes, And I say you say food, yeah, and also the control epigenetics. Ube no broccoli no man say yeni nsuo huru faso kakra bi na ni green and no say no na nkanka sa coniferous ade kale na dahoi sa coniferous vegetables nyina are very potent in helping the genetic code to untighten kale the metal tetrahydrofolate reductase ade woman. Genes control our destiny. Can't it? Say epigenetics controls our genes, and the vegetables they control epigenetics. The food that the mother eats during pregnancy controls the destiny of her child, her grandchild, and her great grandchild, especially. Say cotoner eggs and so on as a sperm, no so. Wait me I transfer man nananum bebre. DNA be loaded the gun says sabi over border man so was it, but it is the mother that pulls the trigger. Now say yina nim say excuse me. During pregnancy, near maybe I bet them in Quran life for the rest of their lives. As I say, you're very, very, very careful. We are monitor to na yenya kwan bisa portions. In fact, we kura away. A correctly has a brain or bibi or high friendly glucocorticoid receptors. Sa idea tighten genes in the baby. And so sanema me woman. No other than a catcher ma fan hosa and as an mammy who crown for Q-tips. Now the my technicians say one fan hosa glucocorticoid receptors no. Emma kura intimusia dear. No way hyperactive no. It may disappear. To honest about one emma, I'm on my normal offspring to me and I very normal. But so when the banana one tough friend No one fa Q-tips and fan glucocortical receptors no yakase. Set ye biada, the genes no better and develop silences, baby ready. The better amani menina baye idea. And into identical twins. Now, Mamma no say, if I say, Adriania wouldn't condemn will be to this kind of life. Adriania was a medium a condom, and near me penny. Now, corroborate suffer one penny bremunia to the end. Where shall I call Jumanco pay? No, what the whole year. Naturally, say, Maya war asundie papa deso. Was next to God, women are next. Nkora wen nkodi nsamoni biara aduane a ma many die na timi damage won. And you know, so the Seventh-day Adventists have been chosen by God as peculiar people with a peculiar message and a peculiar song. So we are peculiar people there. Your message should be different and your song should be different. He has made them his representatives. And has called them to be ambassadors for him in this last work of salvation. The greatest worth of truth ever entrusted to mortal man. The most fearful warning ever sent by God to man has been given to the Seventh-day Adventists to transmit it. Brain nerve, and the mayor control a BBR. Was it all those who are partakers of the divine nature will escape the corruption that is in the world through lust. It is humanly impossible. Testimony volume 2. For those who indulge the appetite to attain to Christian perfection. And possible. Without faith, it is impossible. Without obedience to the word of God, it is impossible. All those who are partakers of the divine nature and will be translated will escape the corruption of appetite. The same sin that brought judgment upon the world in the days of Noah exists in our day. Men and women now carry their eating and drinking so far that it ends in gluttony and drunkenness. Now, what can I say powerful? The prevailing sin, the indulgence of appetite, perverted appetite, inflamed the passions of men in the days of Noah, great corruption, violence, sin, inflame one passion. The moral pollution was finally swept from the earth by means of the flood. The same sin of Adidier and drunkenness benumbed the moral sensibilities of the inhabitants of Sodom, so that crime seemed to be the delight of the men and women of the wicked city. Likewise also it is with Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the days when the Son of Man is revealed. Gluttony, near the debonnaires and the empire and media. The people who lived before the flood ate animal food and gratified their lust until their cup of iniquity was full, and God cleansed the earth of its moral pollution by flood. Then the third dreadful curse rested upon them. After the flood, the people ate largely of animal food. God saw that the way of man was corrupt and that he was disposed to exalt himself proudly against his creator. Nipa ni opaya nam ni nuyane phone ni emani. Unim better chenyami. How does he dare to tell me? And to follow the inclination of his own heart. And he permitted that long-lived race to eat animal food to shorten their lives, spiritual gifts. The first king was pronounced upon the posterity of Adam and upon the earth because of disobedience. The second one curse came upon the ground after Cain slew his brother. The third one, which is the most dreadful curse from God, came upon the earth at the flood. So you will reap what you sow. Eating of flesh was not God's plan. Meat eating shortens life. As we approach the translation to heaven, God himself will change our diet. Enti wana yaso edibesi ha na obia wo question. But mama no mon kai say kane no ne yesusu say jeans ena ma wo sa wo papa wo ye te sane wo papa. Actually 70s ni ehunu say aye epigenetics. Say ni ehunu say aye aduane a mama no de koya no. Ni edi si pono so say ni. Ono anya memoir na ni aye tie changes kakramra. O hwe de Deuteronomy hono a. Or say, I'm setting before you life and death. I'm calling upon the whole heaven and the earth. Say, imagine how cool my dance for. So in spite of you're going to make a choice. One imagine how my dance a choice I will be making. A baby call back a day and be our pay. Or be call back. Or can't say some can't who bet me the can make us choose life. And fancy her na few minutes I can 5 minutes no and from this question be a bet me to coffee maybe I think as I've kept to the time now with the man. Coffee or
Okay. Say Dr. Kai no questions want one more questions. Sir more.
Dr. Mpachon person maybe say me fan say would the genetic no to nchen say bia obi ebusuan bi wo ha bia obewo ne ma no ebusuan ni dio like they are okay utu say almost so wo wa obi so ha onya wo ne ba na sakola no be ketekete sa onyi kra so na so wanyi apua bisa ase ne ho akoya nketenkete de compare ne family na is different ase ono de onfi sa ebusuan me no den ne ma ne ko so sa e na se ba ne brain no mu so a like a day na ebia olake anase a day na nipa ebitumi form sa
mama very difficult to make me amwe question obisan dawson bebre ema kosoma fetus be nipa dawson say magnesium name various ions no be assess play a certain part near deficient akwara no ntimi ne normal sa maame na aduane bibi wo mu a ense so wonya ntimi ma akwara no yes our research was Sahara desert so it do certain time of the year no green leaves in your hockey ntinkora ebenyin sa on those idea no one to me deficient one nuane bebre mu nti a very difficult question say when wo lacking tea kokofa sa di na ne mesran sama wabi anya more of a vegetable source say genetic indication no crowd or see the genes load the gun mama in the best pull trigger no aduane a de betime ama akwara and betime prolong ne and ya DNA genetic deficiencies ahodo ne nyina yentime ma straight answer pass kwara no ho susa na chinchina na dia ye say ni na so me answer for that na buy actually betime di ho nkomo actually DFW na Montiasi. Other places here, there are questions about left and right. No about misa question. And that's also the same thing that happened. Na say yet I say too much.
Dog, me person will a question back. Okay, say a dream we are no yen treaty ana in a midst and yen treating it is say Arabia or Biwo. Biwo Arabia to me a
Yes.
child there was sorry all that.
Yes.
But a dream we are no I say the entire stigma against and say ye name how they are going to behave. And to be sano, how do we say a bit me I involving Crawford without turning against them, put it that way.
Untimi emfa on Africa kwam some much less of a school. Yana na me chere. But in degrees, no, more stigmatize them. Secondly, acceptance. Say you free BBR. A woman say near one way and yet, but let's hug them. Accept them, say, yet me say, who are drokrana de manua. What me afa. Bebre now dear droman and nation and num. Won't me for some man a minute. A bit imagine out for a few hours. What you want to appear to. Mom face a winning near making. Your mom na intrude on. Ya one million and a sabi one margin how I deficiencies. B. Young copy proper diagnosis. Since I because I was symptom way or symptom way into therefore no 1 million is schizophrenic. Bra Lyme cora say Lyme disease in our wa or pantumagu. I the same thing. Into your approaching it scientifically. Na the terminology I use on to be their friends. The moment they get well, no, they will cooperate.
It does.
Patrol, question. In this, does food play, how much role does food play, or the diet that we eat? Is it 50%, 90%, 80%?
90%.
90%.
No way. Yeah, gene no one can say bet my every just epigenetics no na order no. He takes his instruction from him. Say when koye bone, say when koye trimi, say when one can't no want to mean yet. Answer na epigenetics no be can't no. He's controlled by the metal idea attention on me and follies no. Until I can say food, good food, vegetable food from fruit source, from a vegetable source contain close to 90%. But binum so genes, you know, are very strong. So me yares I be me handing over to me are very real. It has happened. But environment can control it and delay it. Let's talk about say 80%. If it's a University of Chicago, the Rush Medical School of Chicago, one may what Apple E epsilon 4. No? Yeah, they are condemned to have Alzheimer's. 80% improvement because they changed their diet, because they exercised 20 minutes a day. To me, feels that the environment pulls the trigger. It be a crowd now when I didn't be answered. Whoa.
That's it.
Doctor, Mammy Genetin. Obi Ben eba one akwara hwiase wanye ne hwe nso efiri ne mofra abremu a wonyi na no abodam yasa entumi nko
Aduane be deficient ma me no ani anya ni enti akwara no like a certain idea and some chemistry no atimi take effect one item and one enti the whole thing falls apart and no he anti necessary during pregnancy the man did years. Secondly, stress. Man produce hormone and the brain cells, 200,000 brain cells a minute. And therefore, some amina was rare will produce different hormones. Neura hona wabono no was I produce different hormones. Titana nikuno betana nina, bemina produce hormone. A belly akurani brain cells. Ubayane DNA or bobodam. not because it's a mamma could be and so one. Environmental stress and your economy or home paint and furniture paint is honestly yada man ye. The environment no can be. Jeans can be. But do you control one me and saying aduane firi hɔ bi a stress koraa na bɛtɔ number 2. Momma yɛn lesson sɛ yɛbɛha yɛyerenom ne yɛkunanom. Mmaa tim bɔdam, mmarima tim bɔdam. Na ano asɔpanyin bi frɛ mu. Wamma a mɛkɔ akɔkum me yere no wɔ na nyame ahye me. Na maame no yɛ abɔdam. Ɛkɔ maame hɔ ɔna asiesie ne ho kama te hɔ yi. Panyin mu ampɛ aduro bi a mɛbɛma na ɔbɔdam ti sɛ hɔ na ɛbɔdam. Enti nyinaa call truth. Na yɛn hunu nipa na mabɔ na yɛn hug wɔn na yɛn accept wɔn. Ɛno nko ara tumi sa yade ahodoɔ bebree. Professor Faswati.
Mati ofa. That's it.
The question you heard Anna.
The chat question was her. One my actor says, and here said, and now no cry, my bit me a how I've been. Inti so been to me now, I also by fun. No way to me other.
There be amwa. In Rona, wait me other hattie there, but the damage to the brain is much worse. Apps bi wɔ hɔ wobisa mama a wɔbɛka kyerɛ mo yɛ a wotumi de bɛyɛ tea si wo mpa ho sɛ wontumi nna a ɛnna bɔ mmɔden nso sɛ wobɛdum kanea wɔ dan mu hɔ nyinaa sɛ kanea ketekete koraa sɛ phone charger to a w'ani kosua no hu no saa light no a ɛma wonya serotonin a bɛtumi kofi mu a no woyɛ dede ɛma wohu no serotonin and my own produce serotonin a bit mamwada. One name one and another woman. Okay, anti Bomodin said a damn hobetum. Na what me other? You know, want that problem there, but near my son and your business more. So you wow who near Massy one son of Wakoda. Now find the best way I'll be and you will 7 hours sleep at night. A minimum of 7 hours to 8 hours.
Dog, na yeni ya na jujuma inswe.
Ube 6 years early. If he said, so we'll get swing shift, morning, evening, back and forth as annual. We throw circadian rhythm not off. That is the studies that you was say. By your movie, kwana sisa kwana jujuma. Into was a sancrophone, ubefia, but at the same time, Jerry the same time, Didi the same time. Your name according to time. There is a watch, be a woman, my friend is circadian rhythm. A best set time in bio. What me I survive. But the latest studies is a 1 month, your course rings shift in 1 Kayan Kwanasu by 6 years.
Oh, then yeah, appropriate time, Ben is a same. Yeah,
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
Was it early to bed, early to rise will make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Now you should get 2 hours before midnight. But who does 7 now sort of 4 or 3 kora? Why do you know you've rested better? Would you miss and better? Chance was me sleep the whole night. About 10, 12 o'clock now. Why do you need to miss working time, but you cannot retain it. If you say I'm fine, to memory bank. I didn't come share and I can't say. But please, if you say the importance of food, BBI, a back on say a dear, near choir. you're very careful what we're eating, say. Now, to shock you, Quran, there is a review on Harald quotation. I say all those who have the opportunity to eat right and to drink right, but choose to say they go ahead and eat anyway, whatever they want. I say God himself will see to it. Said they will lose sight of the 10 angels' message. If you say one day, DFW Fuinina, Nyame Besoyansa, actually universe in Yana, and before the 24 elders, say, Mummafe, say, a possible, say, Nipatimko planet Earth, so to obey. Or years, what the echo the answer. I sincerely hope, say, who we are. Na yentien office was impossible. So will be a 1 year temperature. No, Yame never power, yes, of one never pammo. You could feel never pammo.
Now, of oil, not some more can. It is a say, no. We say, why, Biani be on one chicacra. And now, so oil, no more dear
Coffee, a crab is a woman potential for stroke, and now the high blood pressure, and now the diabetes, dear. But so was a day or family mudia, Jisu, oil no for Adriane. For example, Dr. Esselson or called Cleveland Clinic in the 1980s, no, consider one say, one mamma open heart to now one move sabe wo, Nemunia drobia, Monfabi mam, no one man 29 patients. A dear by company where your ma won, we oil through one media name completely. Biscuit cura, ya did lad after a moon, while Mom Kwame wine. Would depend where you were dear free program. Mammy back on your man 6 months to die. The iron open heart. Your man a drawing in Abbey. Oh, be 20 years later, Mamma Dasutiasi. Was me boak or Amazon, Nakoto, the DVD be a friend of fork over knife. Ameno, Chesua Ya Wakasa. Or your quan will you free Nabianim. If you say what's it, bra, we are high blood pressure now, heart condition. Wouldn't mean some pour petrol on your food. One item pet oil. I'm in a dasuti 20 years later. Wa branki SCN dadala so tiene doctor for can or tena to coffee. So when your potential for saya dear Nidia, Nakasafaka crabby never from. Well, coffee, ketwa, yabapon.
Actually, it's a very big job of fame and software. I Vespa service. Doc, it does be brave or somehow they are brain a day.